Marvy. Team Flash, they looked good at various points in game one. They just lacked that little extra. And now with a more early game composition, having the likes of this Syndra in the mid lane might give them the opportunity to stay toe-to-toe with GAM for longer.
Possibly. I feel like they lose a little bit in the terms of the pressure coming up from the jungle. The Hecarim response time is a lot quicker than the Viego. But if they can get a snowball going, this come from Team Flash should be, I think, much easier to execute, to keep finding picks, keep things rolling, and keep that snowball going. Whereas GAM, I think GAM's sort of kind of looking at the not do a hell of a lot early, but once they come into the late game, it'll be ridiculously difficult to deal with. Unless we see Levi just do Levi things on this Lee Sin. I got very excited to see it when I saw it locked in, because I feel like I haven't seen Levi's Lee Sin in a long time, even though he's probably already played at this split. I just like watching Levi's Lee Sin.
I like watching Killer Queen's Lee Sin. That's kind of, for me, always going to be like an iconic Lee Sin after the performance he pulled off last week. Now, Levi has played, yes, he has had one game on the Lee Sin, which was against Team Secret, actually, so yesterday.
Well, there you go. So, he's coming. He's already put on a clinic, but it's just against Team Secret, so it doesn't really mean all that much.
I'm gonna bite my tongue there.
Yeah, that's specifically Milky Bait.
Yeah.
But realistically, I think the big thing I really want to keep an eye on is, of course, this top lane, because both of these top laners, the champions at least, can be absolute menaces if they get a lead. If they find that advantage, it becomes very hard to shut either of them down. So I want to see the jungle attention make their way up there, but early engage onto B.
Very early engage. Good Zenith Blade from RTA. I want to talk a little bit about the late game and team fights more specifically, because I don't think the analyst desk touched on this. If they did, then I sincerely apologize. But when I look over at GAM's composition, I don't see any engage.
Not really that, no. There's not that traditional hard engage. You've got the speed up from the Karma into some flashy plays from Levi, but realistically, no, you are looking for Slater getting picked.
Well, Slater is taken down low. That's a Zenith Blade coming in now. Ikigai is on his way over, and that's first blood going over to the side of GAM, and Ikigai shows up just when Levi shows up, and it makes it 2 quick kills for GAM.
Yeah, the pressure from the GAM bot lane was being there to set up for Levi, and Flash were really keen. Were kind of keen to go for it because they thought they had the jungler there first, but Flash just got killed too quickly. They got killed in the 2v2, then the junglers arrive, and the numbers advantage is still there for GAM. They blow everything from the side of Slater. It's just not enough. And then Ikigai's just stuck in a 3v1 because Slater can't contribute. There's not enough mana for rockets. There's absolutely nothing he can do. Too low to step up and auto with the minigun. And that means if the focus is on the bot side, it lets Kiaya sort of naturally win this top side with the range advantage.
Flash looking for a play in the top lane. Hookshot comes through, tanked up by Levi. Levi goes in, picks up the kill onto Ikigai. Kiaya flashing away from Marcus, and Levi says howdy. He sends his regards to Marcus. He picks up the double kill, and Levi is everywhere in this game.
Yeah, Levi's just able to completely undo that play from Flash. It looked like Kiaya was about to get deleted from the fight, but able to flash out. Levi in place to block the hook shot as well, and no follow-up able to come through from Marcus. Just the skin of their teeth from on the side of Kiaya. This double 80 top side, also letting that True Grit passive do its work. And we saw B in the top side just ready to help out just in case. So across the map, Levi is winning these, is making sure that winning lanes are winning even harder. And this matchup that should be getting beaten up on in the mid lane, the Akali, it's holding on very well. It's even in CS. It's taking a bit of punishment in terms of priority, but it doesn't matter because Levi is making up for it in spades.
Honestly, when I saw this jungle matchup, I would have thought it'd be Levi making the aggressive plays and Ikigai matching, but it's turned out to be the opposite. So in the bottom lane, we get a little skirmish. Oh! Nogo with a solo kill, using up the last bits of his mana as well to pick that up.
Just as I said, the Akali matchup's doing fine.
Hey, we're keeping on the caster curses from game 1. We've got to stay consistent.
Gotta keep it consistent. It's going great. So yeah, bit of a blowout for Cardi. Gets himself blown. Gets his head caved in by a bunch of spheres. But Slater's about to get his head caved in again as well.
And Ikigai thinks, hey, this time I'm here. I can make the counter jungle play. But both of his bottom laners die before he can do anything. You gotta feel for Ikigai. He's just getting run down under his tower. Oh my god, Levi is having an absolute masterclass. We thought Bean J played well on Lee Sin back in week 1. But Levi's just taking it one step further.
This is just gonna be the solo kill. It commits, just lands the scout of the week into the damage. It's just not much you can do. Press this button, use this skill. The bot side was absolutely filthy. This is a 5-0 Lee Sin. If it was solo queue, I would be expecting a Duskblade Drakthar to come out. But no, Levi sticking to his guns, picking up the Gore Drinker, not willing to lean too heavily on the full assassin Lee Sin.
And I know we had some, I want to say almost harsh words for Levi in game 1 on the Dan and not able to find those multi-man moonfalls that are set up before the Yasuo. But here on the Lee Sin, he just seems so much more comfortable to make these plays.
Yeah, the Diana definitely looks noticeably weaker and like less comfortable for the side of Levi, and that could have been close. There was no smite available for Ikigai, but B might have overreached. RT looking for that Zenith Blade.
Good sidestep from B, and I can confirm there is no Levi in the bottom lane. But GAM might just 2v3 this. They're running RT and Slater down. Ikigai's already left. Does he think about coming back? No, because GAM have backed off as Cardi goes in for Nogo and gets a good trade.
Yeah, not going to commit the ultimate. Oh, it turns out he already had, but didn't have the kill in range. Style.
They are looking for Style. He's holding on to the Arcane Shift for quite a while. They donate the kill over to Slater, as you do when you've got a Jinx on your team. And Team Flash finally gets some revenge. But GAM just want their own plays. Levi said, this time I'm not going to counter jungle you, Ikigai. I'm going to make a play on the opposite side of the map. And he does so successfully. Levi is just absolutely faultless this game.
Yeah, just walk straight up to the top side. Very little Marcus could do, trying to hide in the minion waves to make sure sonic waves and autos from the graves are harder to hit. Does not matter at all, and that's going to be a lot of play. A lot of minions denied to Marcus, who doesn't have his teleport. Going to be plates going over to Kiaya, and they're not even going to really invest the Rift Tower and break that open. They want to keep this laning phase extended, try and drop that into the mid lane and accelerate the Akali. As in the picture-in-picture.
Oh, Zenith Blade coming through. That's a very aggressive play from Akati, and it's not going to work out, as in the end, Nogo on practically no health gets the kill, as here's a replay of the dive in the top lane.
Yeah, we see there, Marcus trying to hide in the mini wave. It's not enough. Levi is just so far ahead, he can basically just auto you, kick into the queue. You can't really
play
Nogo against that.
He got sniped by Styles' True Shot Barrage.
That's so it all works out in the end, and Style is gonna get blown up here.
Yeah, Slater says, hey, you're gonna throw out your ult to get a kill, I'll throw out my ult to get a kill. That being said, Style still does have more kills than Slater, 3 and 2, Slater 2 and 1, CS relatively even, as here's how Nogo escaped death and then died.
Yeah, they sort of a good scout of the week to knock back Levi, but Cardi still says, I got this. I can go for it. He did not have it. He could not go for it. But it all works out in the end to be okay, because thanks to Style picking up that snipe. And that means this Ezreal is going to just absolutely be really far ahead. As hello, it's 2v3 on the bot side with Levi and B waiting for Style to back them up.
And they don't even need style. They'll just get the kill onto RT. Now they look for Ikigai. Ikigai will get one, but he will not be able to steal the soul away in time. The analyst desk brought up how important it is for this Team Flash composition to be able to get resets, to be able to find that first kill. But here it just took them way too long. Slader's back gets cancelled. Rift Herald dropped down. More tower plates going over the way of style. This is nearly a 6k goal lead for GAM. Such a better performance here in Game 2 than what they had in Game 1.
Yeah, Style should be very close to completing that Manamune. Probably going to pick up a lot of CDR with the boots and the Corefield's Warhammer. So, and with this Essence Reaver, he can just make his way to the middle, makes his way to the mid lane and just stay there forever. There's not much they can really do. The wave clear isn't quite enough. Snogo going to get a little bit of harassment on there. Blows the ultimate onto B, but it's not quite enough. And now that the bot lane has moved to mid lane, it's gonna be a lot harder for Nogo to try and get the pressure down and try and make things happen. But this is an opportunity for Cardi to catch Slater sleeping on the side.
Slater playing defensively for now, but then again, Cardi has so many gap closers and so much burst damage. This series is reminding me a lot of the GAM Secret series from yesterday, because in that, Secret looked fairly decent in Game 1, but Game 2, GAM just cleaned everything up and just looked absolutely unstoppable once again. And maybe that's just what we will be expecting to see from GAM over the course of this split. Maybe Game 1 being a little bit questionable, but over the course of a series, as the draft adapts, GAM just know exactly what they're doing and just outsmart whoever they're going up against.
Yeah, we saw. I mean, that first game draft was very different from what we normally see from GAM. That Diana Yasuo combo is something that they do not seem very well practiced on and do not seem very strong at. That sort of weakish mid jungle combo, unable to really get the pressure going. That's what they really love to play and thrive through. In the top side, I mean, they love their strong top lane, and that's why they went for the Renekton, and that helped a lot. But this time, it's even better for Kiai, because he's been able to pick up this Hullbreaker, and now it's not quite as effective. Hullbreaker on everybody. It's not quite as effective up against the Camille, because Camille can just ignore those extra resistances regardless, thanks to very silly design. But it's still going to be enough to really pressure this lane down all by himself, able to shove in this wave, pick up the tower on his own, and keep this side lane pressure going. And with these two winning sort of side lanes, because the long lane starts to suit the Akali a lot more than the Syndra, this is where GAM are really going to be able to find the pressure, keep it on, and with that boot and that pressure on the neck of Flash, they can rotate and be into objectives first, cut off the vision where you have to walk into the poke of the Ezreal, you have to watch your flanks for the Kali. This is where GAM... this is how GAM wins team fights, by making them very unfair.
Yeah. Marcus not quite here. Levi already going in and picks up the kill onto RT, and GAM are not done yet. They want more. Kiaya chasing down. They get the slow with the Soul Flare. They get the kill onto Marcus. Ikigai, the only member left standing for Team Flash on the top side of the map. 2 more quick kills for GAM. And this game is just snowballing out of control. Marcus, he's practically 50 CS down on Kiaya. He's 2 levels behind the Graves. Kiaya, an absolute masterclass in this game in the top lane.
I only needed a little bit of help from the Lee Sin to bail him out of that first gank, and then another one for good measure. But with those benefits, Kiai's been able to just keep it be comfortable from there. Hasn't needed too much more attention. They sent up there to really try and force open a play on that top side, and with that. Lots of fighting over the wards of the Raptors.
Levi actually smited the final one. He said, I don't need my smite for this Rift Herald. I just want to take it away from Slater.
Yeah, and as long as they can keep Ikigai away from the pit, that's easy. They're going to pick up this Rift Herald, because it's felt like a lot has happened. It's still only 15 minutes. And they can use the second Rift Herald to break open... Well, they've already got the mid lane tower, so...
Levi's so rich, he didn't even care about the scuttle crab. He just left it on half health. He was like, but I'll kill you later. Not important to me right now. 10-0.
Not worth it. Yeah, 10-0. He's missed out only on 2 kills in terms of participation. He's absolutely wreaking havoc this game. It's an easy MVP angle for him. And on the top side, Graves takes another tower as they try desperately to kill Cardi.
Oh, is this a shutdown? It's not a shutdown because Carti was 0-2, now 0-3. I mean, in fairness to Nogo, doing a decent job in the mid lane. Nogo is literally he's replaced Yoshino and he is the new Yoshino, doing well in his lane as he watches the rest of his team burn around him.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw it feels so bad for, and once again, Ikigai being on the bad end of a Lee Sin game where it's not necessarily that he played it badly, he just got gapped really hard by the other player. So it feels like you might just need to ban it to save this guy's poor mentality. And now that the top lane has been cleared of all towers, we move the Graves into the bot side. He's going to be able to clean that up easily. There's no one who can answer him. And it's going to be a battle of the 0-3s at the top side. Carly versus Camille, having a grand old time, not
the wooden spoon, right?
Yep.
Levi still has that Rift Herald as well. Are we going to get a Kelly dance?
I don't think so. I think it would take a very impressive clean ace. Like 5-0, everyone's still on full health.
This is a 10k goal lead. It's a 10k goal lead at pre-18 minutes. I feel like GAM can clean ace right now.
They probably can. It's just a matter of I don't think Flash is going to give them that fight. So we're going to see a charge into this mid lane. Just goodbye Slater.
Yep. Arte, half health. All members of GAM practically full health. Style takes so much damage. Nogo is literally the one shining light for Team Flash right now. Bakati will go into the back line. He wants to shut down Nogo, but is unable to do so. 3 members of GAM still alive. That's a 2-for-2. A 2-for-2 that Flash would usually be very happy with if it wasn't for the fact that their base is now wide open. A very early inhibitor for GAM. Some people would say that's a bad thing to do because you give more gold over to the likes of Slater to get to a strong stage.
Generally, that is pretty much an objectively bad move to make, but I feel with GAM's lead, they don't really care. They just, they can probably, they've just accelerated the game to the stage that they should be knocking out the inhibitors. They're like playing at around 25-minute game. It's just been accelerated forward as Kiaya comes in, assassinates Slater, and Nogo returns the favor. So there we just see it's a lot of nothing as Cardi tries to dive forward. Arte is traded on the backside, but it's a couple towers. It's an inhibitor to the side of GAM, and they can just try and utilize this pressure to try and siege up onto these other inhibitors. Style, he might get caught out again.
Good scatter of the week, but a decent arcane shift out of the Spectrum. More Team Flash are not done yet. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage, but Nogo picks up the kill. Takes another tower shot, will survive. Sonic Wave will not land on to Nogo. Nogo flashing away, hit by the Soul Flare, killed by B. As Ikigai got very close to killing Levi, but there was a 10-0 Lee Sin with a Sterak's Gate, with a Gore Drinker. You're going to need a little bit more if you want to kill him.
Yeah, the problem for Levi there was he wasn't fighting the Viego, he was fighting his own Ezreal, and that Ezreal is chunking out a lot of damage, and Cardi's not
had a good game.
Cardi misses his former teammates later, and it's just trying to give him a bit of love, I guess. But yeah, we are Hullbreaker Graves back on the bot side, just hammering in these shells.
Is Hullbreaker the new Gore Drinker of Season 11?
Kind of hoping to use Sterak's, but Sterak's with a mix of all Banner of Command evolved, so Kiaya, he can do extremely well on the 1v1.
Kiaya's just 1v4ing and he's getting away with it as well. You always get a kill on your Marcus. I legitimately didn't know how to cast that because I was just thinking, does he get the kill? Because if he gets a kill, it's just like too funny to commentate on seriously. And if he dies, it's like, well, it's a 4-on-1 because the rest of GAM just pick up a Baron.
But you just saw how long he was able to survive with these extra resistances, with this lifesteal that he's built with the shield bow as well. But there we are. There's the objective bounty. There's the gold back for Team Flash. They are still 11,000 gold down. And Cardi, he just...
Oh, okay.
Cardi.
Honestly, if inting in bronze is like running it down into a tower, that's a challenger in as Carti. Okay, that wasn't an int. That was a good play. Carti gives a thumbs up. Possibly the only good play he's made this entire game.
Making up for it. Finally. Yeah, absolutely. He's redeemed his entire game with that one play. Yeah, no, this is...
Nothing is redeeming. Silly. Nothing redeems dashing onto flame jumpers.
This has just been absolutely silly from the side of GAM. Levi and the bot lane kind of cracked open this lead to an insane level, and the fact that Cardi's just pretty much sprinting it at this point, the fact it's not hurting them at all, really just goes to show how dominant this early game has been from the side of GAM Esports. And
wow, that's the best true shot barrage I've ever seen from Style.
It's pretty solid. I gotta admit. And they're just gonna...
Oh wow, okay, Carti's actually smurfing like a proto belt to get a kill. This man's now, what is it, 2-5? Like from 0-5 to 2-5? Like he's gone 2-0. That's nuts.
Absolutely huge plays out of the Akali. MVP performance by far, and here's the final fight.
It is a final fight. It is a rather sad occurrence. Noggo will be able to pick up one kill onto Style with the Unleashed power, but that is all. Slater is throwing out rockets, doesn't even have the rune, and so it's just single target damage right now. And, well, he's not doing a lot of damage. Carti goes under the Nexus fountain, goes golden, Flash is out, still alive, but the Nexus is not. Team Flash will fall. GAM destroyed.